If you didn't tear up your ballot, that now would be a great time.
Give me 10 minutes to talk my ugly face off, and I'll bet the Queen of France. It's one of my favorite quotes by Voltaire. And it's been said that over 90% of our communication is nonverbal, body language, voice tone. Who here has heard that and agrees with that? Raise your hand. Okay. Who here has heard of Pareto's principle, aka the 80-20 rule? Anybody? For those who haven't, the 80-20 rule basically says that 80% of the results we get come from 20% of the things we do. For example, 80% of the world's wealth is held by 20% of the world's population. So if we apply Pareto's principle to communication, even though our words are only maybe 10% of our total communication, I argue that it's actually, in effect, 90% of everything regarding communication. And I'm also going to argue that words are a lot more powerful than people give it credit for. And that's what we're going to discuss today. The reason why I have such an interest in words is because it's all around us. Everything that we do, from the best-selling novel that we read, to what we watch, to the newspapers that we read, even to the emails that we get from coworkers or loved ones. So words are really, really powerful. And for me, I mostly had an interest in words from mostly a marketing standpoint, but I was also wondering, okay, what is it that makes people tick when they read certain things? What compels somebody to keep reading something, especially in this day and age where it's so hard to get your attention? So that's what we're going to discuss today. We're going to go over just truly how powerful words really are. We're going to go over some of the misuses or negative sides of words. We're also going to go over the positive aspects of words and how they influence us. And by the end, we're also going to go over a couple exercises and a couple principles I'm going to give to you so you'll be able to have your words be more powerful. And by the end, I'm hoping to give you a better understanding of just how powerful your words really are, and also give you an understanding of how the words from the outside that you read affect you as well. So let's get right into it. So the misuses of, or negative side of words. These things could be very simple things. For example, you look really fat today. I mean, deliciously fat. It's kind of funny, my body language was positive, kind of happy, but yet the words were something different. So that's something to keep in mind. Another thing also is a lot of the words that we use just for our self-talk, surprisingly, as humans, we focus more on what we don't want as opposed to things that we do want. And it's not that humans are negative people. No, not at all. It's we don't realize that we're actually focusing on our don't wants. And a lot of the times, these words can be hidden. So when you say things like, I don't want to get sick, or if only I had a better job, or I want to be a millionaire, surprisingly, these words are actually hidden behind the don't wants. And unfortunately, our minds don't know the word not. So when we say things like this, it's actually doing the opposite effect, which can really be detrimental to us. And there's a specific reason also why we kind of react to negative words as opposed to positive words, and I'll get to that here in a second. Another thing also with regards to negative words is we're bombarded by fear-based news, fear-based headlines, all things like that on a daily basis. Anytime, like for example, I saw this news piece on the flu. Flu influx causes Chicago hospitals to turn away patients. Flu bug overwhelms local hospitals. Oh my God, it's gonna get you. And the reason why this works, so to speak, to get your attention is because our brains still are 10,000 years out of date and we had constant danger. So if we didn't respond to the fear thing, chances are we died because of it. So when you see something like this and you get to your attention and you respond to it, have no fear. It's your survival mechanism at work, so it's a good thing. And now that you know that, you can kind of choose to understand, okay, whether you want to react to it or not. So now, going on the other side, the more positive uses of words. Anybody here have a situation or scenario where they've gotten a compliment, whether it's from a boss or from a loved one? It can be something small. Anybody have that happen to them? I hope everybody has. All right. How does that make you feel? Kind of warm inside, like, oh, nice, good feeling. It's almost like a little tickle throughout your body. Exactly. So that right there, just those little things, even also when, say if you're meeting somebody for the first time and I say to you, hey, that person is a really good listener, they're great, you're going to get along great with them, chances are you're going to kind of have that viewpoint about them. You're going to look for things to validate that. On the flip side, if I said this person's a pompous jerk, you're going to look for things with that as well. So that kind of goes to show you just how powerful words really are. So that being said, let's go into some principles of how to make your words more powerful. And a lot of these I've gotten from years of doing research on marketing books, journalists who have taught, top journalists who have given some of these principles. So I'm going to give you a couple before we get into the examples and the exercises. First one is KISS. Keep it simple. If you look at everything that you read, from the best-selling novel, 50 Shades of Grey, to what you read in the newspaper, to the magazines, to anything, you notice how the words are very simple, almost on a 7th grade level. And that's done on purpose. The reason being is because the simpler things are, the easier they are to follow. Next rule. Put your benefit right up front, whether it's in the subject line, the headline, the intro. Put it right in front and try to have it relate to the other person. Give them a reason to read this. What are they going to get out of it? And the third one, get their attention, whether through controversy, mystery, something a little scandalous even. So one of the, actually before we get into that, I've got 2 ads that I really like. This first one right here. Will 11 different kinds of moisturizer make you a better kisser? Maybe you're laughing at that. Another one, how to outsmart a millionaire. Kind of, when I look at this, I think, oh, are they going to teach me how to be a millionaire? It's just an ad for a watch, basically. But it still kind of gets your attention. So this next one we're going to go into, I'll read it. The Secret That's Stunning Nutritionists. This free program is the first real breakthrough for decades and will change the way you eat forever. Essential reading for anyone who has failed to slim down despite doing everything right. Now, of what you see here, I want everybody get involved with this. What are some of the words that you see here that kind of pop out to you, that really kind of resonate with you? Just go ahead and shout some of them out.
Free.
Stunning.
Free, stunning, what else?
Secret.
Secret.
Perfect. So I'm glad that you guys mentioned those, because words such as secret, stunning, free, those are all put there on purpose because they trigger us in specific ways. So if you want to get someone's attention, feel free to use some of those words. Next one, we're going to go into some of the news lines, headings that we see on a daily basis. For example, Armstrong donation, a clear conflict. Okay. Massive shark on Florida coast. Be careful. Opinion, why pot should be legal. These are succinct, clear headlines that if you didn't read them, you basically got 80% of what the article was talking about. And they do that on purpose as well. And then the last one, last example. When a woman says, do whatever you want, do not do whatever you want. And I once won an argument with a woman in this dream I had. Now some of you are laughing, so why is it that these make us laugh? What is it about these that make it funny? Anybody have any guesses? Come on. What was it?
Mystery.
Kind of mystery.
Truth.
Exactly. We can relate to it. We can relate to it. So I just went over, what we went over some of the compelling reasons why your words are really powerful and some of the things that you can do to make your words more powerful. Now for some of the naysayers who think, what you're talking about is complete nonsense, I'm just going to end with a short little video clip on the power of words. The sign says, "I'm blind, please help."
What was saying? But different words.
Not on Toastmasters.